Listen, you already see. Your boy E-Dub is back. Listen, man, we had a beautiful week last week. I was excited. As I always say to y'all, to be back on Total Defiant Entertainment. That's on YouTube. Listen, subscribe, like, comment, share. Listen, hit the notification button. Listen, I'm there. I'm like, those are my man Knox. So, all that being said, man, we got some real good content on this week's show. And do I not have some very special guests in the building that I will later get to as we go through this little show? Like I told you, we're going to do a whole new twist with the E-Dubs dynamic. So, that being said, I'm in association with Correct Creations. That's the catering business. Y'all already know. Listen, the best food in the city, catered by Caretha Moore and Delore Frazier. Those are the proprietors and also the managers of the company. So, listen, and we also got PIW. Y'all already know, let's put them work entertainment. That's what my man Bill's Chip. My man Knox, who unfortunately he's not here. Knox, get better, buddy. You know we love you. So I say all that to say, then we got Keisha's Passion for Fashion, man. We got some big promos coming up with Keisha. We have on August the 1st, Picnic Ready Barbecue. Free barbecue, all is welcome. And this is us being in association with partnership with Richard Allen Project for our picnic. It's going to happen on, like I said, August. I thought it was August the 2nd. I feel like maybe I got that date mixed up, but either way, I think we already got the flyers up on Instagram. And listen, we got some actors and models that are needed still needed. So reach out to us on our IG page if interested. You already know what that is. I'm EastXDo. That's on Instagram. I'm Eric Frazier on Facebook. And of course, we rock on Total Defiant Entertainment. And y'all can find us on YouTube. So let's get right to it, man. I got to introduce some very important people in my life, man. But my man Bill Stuff. Appreciate you, bro. That's from PIW. We in the kitchen. You already know how they rock it. Hey, listen, we got my brother from another mother, but it's still my baby bro. I love him to death. JB, got you in the building, baby.
What's going on?
And last but not least, this is one that sometimes I love it, sometimes I hate it, sometimes we just fight for no reason. But no, I love her. Hey, baby, my girl C's here today. Say hello to everybody. All right, so we're going to get right into it, y'all. Listen, this was a really funny week, right? Because we talked about the whole Diddy dynamic last week. What's going to happen? We asked the guests and the co-hosts, as I call them, like, what's going to be the spin with this whole situation? So now, y'all, I'm going to ask y'all, now that y'all heard all of the testimony, we had the defense attorney say they're not bringing no witnesses, they need none. Diddy didn't take the stand. So now this trial has basically come to its culmination, and I want to know from each of my guests, starting with you, JB, what do you think about what's going to happen this coming week? Does he go to jail, or does he get off a free man?
To be honest, I honestly think they did what they wanted to do, which was not put him behind bars, but hurt him financially. And hurt him where though he can't really make no moves in the industry because really he's like fucking with him. I think that's really what they wanted to do to him. Because to be honest, man, everybody has came out and pretty much said they was willingly participating in all this shit. So I don't know if they really got a case like that against him. But he might, don't be surprised if he beat that shit. I mean, what he doing is fucked up, but they willingly going along with this shit. So I mean, like, you can't be mad at people when they willingly doing shit. So I mean, like I said, don't be surprised if we get off.
Well, listen, I'll just piggyback off of what you said, and I kind of spoke on that because as we talked off script, and I was kind of talking to Latif about it now and saying, like, you guys were overhearing me, but let's be real, people. Like, this is 50-50 for me. That's the type of time I'm on, only because I don't know, like I said last week, can you just get away with a slap on the wrist? But I'm going to ask another one of my guests, Zaroma, how do you feel about the way the trial has went on, and what do you think in process of what you're thinking, what might happen come week's end? It might be Wednesday, because I think Thursday is the 3rd, and I think the courts are closed. So do you think they reach a verdict? And if so, What you think the verdict's going to be?
I feel like it can go half and half. I do feel like in regard to certain, charges that were brought against him, like you said, they were dropped. So I feel like with those particular charges, like he basically was guilty. Like with, of course the court let us see that he was basically like an abuser with Cassidy and stuff like that. But I think in regards to like the racketeering, I think it's going to be a hung jury.
That's what
And I think in regard to him just moving forward with his music, I don't think nobody gonna be messing with him like that, because again, you see how like nobody really showed up for him at the court.
Let me chime in, right? Like, so I was watching a little interview that they did with Ed the Lover, and he said what JB just touched on a little bit. And I know Bill's probably gonna get into it when he says Ishmael, right? But people understand what JB said, and like nobody's going to mess with you at all.
Right.
So you're no longer going to be able to make that living that you were living. When I said you were getting $60 million a year from Diego for Ciroc and De Leon, my brother. You dropped the bag all the way, and I'm just saying that to say that you can't be that greedy. You can't be that maddening to people, and then you already knew what you was doing behind closed doors. You knew how you was moving. You should have been the last nigga to be on that type time. You see your boy over there, Slick Slim, he on some, he on, what he say, Japanese whiskey on mezzanine steps. I mean, come on. What are we talking about? We talking about Beyonce's husband, moving silence. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. So, Bills, man, like, for Jerome, what do you think? Do you think he's guilty, but you say 50-50, but you ultimately stand on it's a possibility he might walk?
I think that it's a possibility he might walk, but again, he's not going to be making that money like he was, and I don't think nobody in the industry going to be fucking with him moving forward.
Okay.
So he's not going to be Diddy, Bad Boy, Love.
No, because they're going to take everything. Like, this is what JB said, and we'll touch on it.
He's going to be known as Diddy the Baby.
Like, you can't do nothing with him. He's not marketable anymore. He's no longer the shine. Now he's the dullness. And people, let me just do this for you, right? Let's do the math on this one. When you go up against them, so let's just say it's 1-1. There is no 2 for us. It don't work that way. It's staying in your lane. They're going to let you get the bag, but you got to play ball. And when you're not willing to play ball, this is what happens. Because anytime you get turned down and you going up about $50 million for your bail, you gave up your passport, you told them, take my jet. I already knew that you wasn't really doing nothing crazy. But I knew you were slipping on some oil out there, and, this showed. You really was, yeah. So Bills, come on, man, with you're 1-2, man. Cause this thing getting, I told y'all, this is a circus. It's getting crazy.
Yeah, man, it's crazy they putting that man business out there like that. He out there with the baby oil and all that. You know what I mean? It ain't like we ain't never see big booty oil 35.
Facts.
We seen it before. You know what I mean? So but I don't think if he do get off it, which I think there is a chance that will be it. But when he do, I think he still has some friends in the industry that will fuck with him. Maybe not everyone, but I still think, because I don't think he sold any of his publishing rights as far as like 112, Total.
No. Yeah, he still got all that. And he still got all that boy shit. There's still all those Spotify titles.
He may be broke to the rich people.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because he definitely took a significant loss.
But he ain't lose it all, though.
No, not at all. And here's the thing, right? But I want y'all to understand something that he did that was super smart. Before this whole thing situated, and I don't know how long he did this ago, but he did put all of his money, his major money, into his mother's account.
Yeah.
So when you think about that, he already knew what kind of ride he was about to take.
Yeah.
Leave me just enough so if I need to bail on out of there, mom, and they allow it. You know what I mean? I'm going to go ahead and tuck this $100 million just in case they go from 35 to 50 or whatever. But
Well, May said that on the podcast.
Yeah.
That everything was in his mother's name.
And here's the thing, right? Like, ultimately, we talked about this last week, right? And this is something that I wanted to really, for every black young man who's still able to do and still able to make some moves in life and feel good about it. Like, it's a certain standard that we're held at as black men. It's just what it is. So once you get to a certain plateau, you have to carry yourself as such. Unfortunately, that's the game they play, because when you fall victim, we see what happens. They destroy careers. Bill Cosby was never the same after he come home.
But do you think his career really going to be destroyed?
Yeah, I don't know how he moves. I mean, I'm just being honest. I really don't know what direction, because he lost Revolt. He lost his biggest sponsor, which was Ciroc. I don't know if any beverage company or thereafter or is going to do business with somebody who's going to take that measure, what he took.
Right.
Did to the Diagos when they were good to this dude since day one. They let you run with their company. You was even calling it a black man's tequila. And I get all that, but bottom line, you don't sign the checks over there, bro.
This might make him get right back in his hustle bag, like how he
might just go back to straight music.
You know what I mean? Started Bad Boy. He gonna have to go to this grind.
Yeah, but who gonna fuck with him?
That's that
There's
part.
some people out there that still
Talk about it.
Probably like Rick Ross. I think he's still gonna fuck with him.
Ain't that for us, man?
I mean, it's politics in that too.
I understand that. Even afterwards.
Because
Exactly.
You might get fucked up.
Yeah.
But even if you get off,
Uh-huh.
then you jump back on the bandwagon, people might start fucking with you.
right, because let's just say if Rick Ross start messing with him, then who knows that what Rick Ross doing, somebody don't want to back him up because you're messing with Diddy. So you got to be careful in how you move in the industry.
You know-
Start losing this chicken spots.
Excuse me, y'all. I was going to say this, right? Like, when we think about it, like, kind of like when Stock Storch went broke after being, like, up, right? And he went on that drug binge and just started doing all kind of crazy shit. Nobody really wasn't fucking with Scott when he came back to, the mainstream. So he had to kind of work his way back in through the producer mode again.
Yeah.
And we could go even further back and deal with the Irv Gotti and the Ja Rule when they was on Murder Inc. And once the feds hit them, they never was the same. You know what I mean? And it took Irv and Ja a long time to kind of dig themselves out of that hole which ultimately you thought G-Unit killed them, but it was more that federal situation because, man, when I listened to Ja and Joe versus that I watched on the cable station, I mean on the pay-per-view, bro, like Ja got about 20 hits, man.
He got a lot of them.
A lot of them.
He performed them or he wrote them.
Yeah, man.
He did
So,
a lot in the industry.
yep, so I just say all that to say, y'all, when we talk about Diddy, we talking about a prominent, black, young producer who started in this business, man. I said, we fall victim to a lot of things, but what we can't do is fall victim to our success. We're successful for a reason. God has given you the ability to do something different than everybody else. And I can talk to you blue in the face, but you, we, us, everybody need to take accountability for when you do something. Like I said last week, you can't text nothing to nobody and it doesn't go somewhere. I don't give, excuse my French, how many times you fucking delete it. It goes to a cloud. The government has it automatically. You're just that. You're a number for them. So don't do nothing slippery out here, man. So, no Diddy again, man. I'm sorry. But my verdict for this whole situation is, I said last week, I think he's going to do a little time. I still ultimately believe that. I just don't see them letting him off the hook. I mean, if you can put the pudding pop man in the joint, man, I'm sorry. That was it for me, man.
Yeah.
When you put when you put Fat Albert in jail, man, that was it for me, bro. Like, so anybody's acceptable to get into behind them bars. Y'all did it to a couple brothers, Ron Isley.
Hey, he bought his CBS, didn't
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
he? Right after that.
Shit.
Watch this.
Yeah.
They did it to Red Fox. They did it to the Wesley Snipes. Listen, man, they will literally come get you. So just appreciate that, man. But again, we on Total Define Entertainment. This your boy E-Dubs After Dark. We got some promos too, man, that I want to share with you guys. We talk about some things, but some things you just need to really center on something. And I centered on something this week, and I want y'all to listen very closely, and I'm going to get my co-host, my audience, and that's JB, that's Bills, and that's my baby Zaroma this week. We're missing Rhea, of course, and my girl Nikki, but again, we family, so we come in all shapes and forms. And of course, I got my dope producer Latif, man, always on the ones and twos. We appreciate you, bro. But here's the story, y'all. Black man was found hanging from a tree in Albany, New York. Listen closely. Albany police say the death of the man found hanging ruled suicide. City police released a statement Monday on their investigation response to people speculating without evidence on social media that the 58-year-old black man had been lynched or murdered. Was it suicide or was it murder? The tree trunk was reportedly too high to be reached by one man with no help. Think about that, y'all. What are your thoughts? Are people's civil rights being reverted backwards? Talk about it, y'all. I mean, now just dig into that story a little bit. A black man was found hanging from a tree that they know for a fact that one dude could not lift him up high enough by himself to literally, and the bull was hanging up there like if he was a nigga in the South. So, again, y'all, excuse my expression on that one, but I got to keep it a bean. That's some bullshit is how I feel. So what y'all think?
Yeah, they're trying to sweep it under the rug.
Exactly.
So they saying there's no sign like they can't, so no one can climb this tree to get up there and do what they do, right? It's too high. So it got to be somebody that had to, you feel me?
And if we dig a little deeper, let's be real. Let's go here, y'all.
No behind it.
We know how certain counties and certain areas are that we just won't drive in after a certain hour of the night, or when you won't go down that street because, as it said, Albany police, Albany tell me everything I need to know right there. I'm just not going to Albany. Y'all don't play fair, so that means to me it's like the cops are involved on that one because anytime a 50-year-old black man lynched and murdered, was it suicide or murder? Come on, cut it out.
Yeah. But even if it's not the cops, it's somebody that the cops might be connected to.
Exactly, same difference.
The cops is covering for the people that probably did it.
But on some real, why y'all surprised? Because even when shit is caught on tape, it still ain't even believable.
Right.
Wow.
They don't even believe it's when it's caught on tape. So why are we surprised?
The family do see this thing to be skeptic. That they asking further investigation. You know what I mean? Include release other available camera footage. You know, so they not even feeling that story either. You know what I mean? They like, nah.
And even if they do see the video,
They gonna turn their
like,
eye.
Where did he come from? Like, where was he at prior to getting hung? Where was he at? You know what I mean? Let's start from there, and then we need to go from there and say, okay, if he was there, there got to be some video.
Yeah.
And you see, they said that the police
come on now,
let out a statement just to stop the speculations of him being murdered or somebody hanging him. So that's just something. Let's put this out there so nobody else say anything. Let's say it was suicide.
Where was it at?
So they can shut up.
Albany, New York. Yeah, this is crazy. Nah, they got to do a little bit more digging deep. This report was lazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, and here's the thing for me though, right? As I sit and listen to y'all, you know, talk about it, and I'm like JB. No, you're not surprised. You're tired.
Right.
That's what we are, people. We're tired. We're tired of dealing with the narrative that we don't matter, and that's kind of like what I'm gonna lead into with my next segment. What Tyler Perry kind of said, y'all trying to erase us as if we don't matter, but we still have phones. We are able to go Google, social media. Y'all do understand that, right? Like we living in present time, real time, as we say nowadays. But understand, we're no dummies. We understand the landscape of what the land provides because you can only walk in the direction that you're going. So that being said, I ain't playing no games with you folks, and I hope nobody else is, because this is that. We control our narrative, no one else. I'm an individual. I don't need to go follow nobody like a robot. So just understand, like, you know, we as a folk, man, we should always have our own back as well as we have our others, you know, our brothers and our sisters. And I said that to y'all last week, man, you know, respecting the moms, respecting the fathers that, you know, do a good job with their children, man. Like my you know, one of my co-hosts, Bills, his folks just, graduated 8th grade, man, going to Roman Catholic High School. Shout out to the boy. Yeah, you know what I mean? Uncle E, love you, baby. So we're gonna move right into this, man. I got, since we all got the Diddy, if y'all didn't get enough of that again, that was Diddy. We all think that he might possibly get off, but I said he may get a spank on the wrist. But that may be 3 years, like, Knox was saying last week. Maybe he get like a little Tyson time. I don't know, but we will see. I think it's going to come this week. So now we're going to switch gears a little bit, but we're going to jump into this Tyler Perry debacle, man. We're talking about a $200 million lawsuit against one of, if not, the most successful black producer anybody in African American history has seen. He has a multi-billion-dollar studio down in Atlanta. He's the new Blackwood, Hollywood. And when you think about the measure of this man and what he's done and accomplished in such a short period of time, but now this stain has hit him because of something he said on the BET Awards. And I thought that was a little ironic and weird that when he said he made more millionaires than every producer and director in Hollywood, that was a shot. So when you took that shot, Tyler, all of a sudden out of nowhere, we got a Derek Dixon who puts out a sexual assault, civil suit, lawsuit against you. I don't think it was ironic. I think it was perfect timing. I think almost just like the perfect timing of Cassie tape coming out, and it was out in 2016. They didn't release it till 2024. Wowzers. Wowzers, we don't control the narrative, folks. I keep trying to tell y'all this. I can't make this shit up. It's written already. Knox said it last week. The plan is in effect to make sure that we never succeed more than them. Watch how you step, because again, you might slip, and you already know it's going to be oil, and it might be that stuff the ball was hopping around with. So, all that being said, y'all, I got to get y'all narrative on that. The guy's name is Derek Dixon. He's currently suing Tyler Perry for $200+ million. He played in 85 episodes of The Oval. He was a lead star. Wanted to renegotiate his contract, and it went left because Tyler invited him over to a suite, and some things went on. We talking about groping of the buttocks. No, Tyler, you went a little too far. But what I'm gonna tell y'all what, and this might be my twist moment, y'all. Wait a minute, this might be my twist moment.
But I think
Hold on, Jerome. I'm gonna give you the floor. Just give me 1 second to get this out. Listen, y'all, because babe, I'm on one.
Okay.
This is crazy. This is the twist. And just think about this, y'all, then we're gonna go right into it. If this was his plan, why wouldn't you sue Tyler Perry when it happened? Why did you wait so long? All right, folks, let's get right into it. Roman, since you had so much to say, what are we talking about? Talk to me. Now, you watch all the shows.
I do watch The Oval.
Derek Dixon, Google him on your phone.
I mean, was it consensual?
Yeah, see, here's the thing. Can I say this, y'all? So Tyler, yo, listen, but the first thing Tyler asked him when they first had a conversation was, "Oh my God, it's been so." Listen, what Tyler Perry told him: "It's been so long since I had good sex."
This Hollywood, yo.
Yo, it's crazy.
Tyler Perry probably was Robert Smooth. This
I,
Hollywood.
listen, I want to see how y'all feel. Talk to me.
Via came out.
I mean, yeah, right. Damn, that's crazy. I mean, what he did, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, what was the bull scared to say something?
I mean, ultimately, let's do this though.
Or is it now like, oh, because
Do y'all think? Put it this way. Do y'all think?
renewal, whatever, like that? Now I wanna sue, and then I wanna put this out as well too.
So, Bill, let me ask you right then and there. Then, do y'all think this is a money grab, or do y'all think this thing got some legs and it might run?
For real, it always sounded like a money grab when you first hear it. You go, oh, another one of these Jones? There's too many of them. You know what I mean? But then you know it's.
So let me just say this. I watched The Oval. So this particular gentleman.
She had to throw that in there, didn't she?
will get there, yes. So if he plays gay on the Oval, so who knows that if him and Tyler Perry might have had a relationship?
Maybe turn Tyler on.
Because at some point, people did speculate that Tyler Perry was
Rubbing that booty.
right.
Yeah.
But then Tyler Perry popped up and had a child, which was a son.
I ain't gonna front y'all. I love you a lot, but man, I always thought you was a
Who
flip
to
flop.
say that Tyler Perry is not go both ways? And he might have had a relationship with this young man. Again, he does play on the Oval as a gay cast.
Right.
And he might have felt some type of way that things might not have went, the way
but
he
here-
wanted. And then maybe now he's coming at Tyler Perry to say, okay, I'm going to get you below the belt. Because, a lot of times in relationships, when folks can't get their way,
Of
they
course.
try to hit below the belt
Of
and go
course.
for you more so in your pocket. Because it's like, if I can't get you personally, I'm going to
Yeah.
get you somewhere where it's
I'm gonna get you
gonna hurt.
financially. Yeah.
So, again,
You saying this nigga scorned?
yeah.
Yeah.
And possibility.
Mhm.
Because who to say that he might have been scored that, now
No, because here's
you
the
like your women now? You just had you had a son. I don't know how long this been out there,
But this is-
who to say?
this is what I'm saying, right? Like, just think about this for a minute. When he went to renegotiate to be back on the show in 2024, going into 25, and Tyler didn't bring him back, that's when the love-hate relationship began. And now because now you're not getting that paycheck. You know what I mean? So that's another thing too, right? Like, I wanted to touch on that because it's so critical to real life relationships.
Oh yeah, talk about it.
Right? On this note, where you communicate something to someone and you talk about exactly what that is, but you have to be able to talk about that in order for it to go there, right? So I don't know what kind of conversation Tyler Perry had with this young man, but he's telling a story that I think, if it didn't really have a whole lot of legs, I don't see nobody from Tyler Perry camp jumping up defending him right now. So I don't know what type of time it's on. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm with y'all. This could be a situation where it don't go nowhere. Maybe Tyler hit him with a 30-piece or a 40-piece behind closed doors. I don't know. But things do happen like that.
Shit.
You know what I mean? Because Tyler's a billionaire. So, 30, 40, that's like chump change to him for real. Got his own landing strip, own studio, big as, it's on like 9,000 acres. Boy just living. He got planes that he do remote controls bigger than the ones I fly on. It's just crazy, man. So I just say all that to say, I'm just surprised the board did not go after Tyler earlier, and why did you wait till now? Like, I don't know if it's a money grab, what it is, but it's something else going on there. So moving on, man. We got again some very important news to share. We have Keisha's Passion for Fashion picnic. That's on August. I don't know if it's the first or the second, y'all. I'll be lying if I got the actual date correct. It's the second, right?
Yeah.
All right, so there we go. We got it. We on the second. PIW is going to be in the building. That's with my man Bills and Knox. Create Creations. We're going to be giving out samples of food. Taste Hunt Delicious Cooking. We're going to share the love, so that way we call network out there. Then, of course, you're going to have your boy E-Dub out there, and, of course, Keisha's Passion for Fashion. So we look forward to y'all. We're going to be giving more promotionals on us on Total Define Entertainment. Y'all already know where to reach us. That's on YouTube. Hit that notification bell, man. I'm going to pop right on in there. So, again, we're going to move on to my last and but not least, something that I thought, when we had a discussion earlier and we talk about real relationships, real things, right? And knowing what the resume looks like before you get into a relationship, but you still step into that shit because it's inevitable. For me, anyway. I'm just keeping it a buck, y'all. I'm talking about me. But I got a great panel here today that we all been through some things, right? So how I see things and how they see them are probably going to be completely different because we're all grown and we're all able to carry our own innovation in terms of how we deal with certain relationship battles. And this is going to be the start of like a part 2 or 3 or 4 series thing that I want to do with this same group. But how do you handle when somebody tells you something, but they don't stand on it? do you respond in a way where you're mad, or do you respond with action, meaning you can show them better than you can tell them? So I asked my panel. I'll start with you, Bills. You're a married man. You are, you've been, your shoes have been in those feet have been in those shoes for a minute now,
Yes.
and it's been,
Yes, indeed.
So tell me from your perspective, is communication a necessary evil to be able to solve issues in a relationship?
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. You definitely gotta have clear and respectable communication. Meaning, one another gotta be able to listen to each other. If it's just one-sided, then you definitely ain't getting nowhere. If you both thinking it's one-sided, you definitely ain't going.
Right.
So at some point, the barrier gotta be down and be able to know what. Let me listen to understand and not listen to respond. You know what I mean?
That was dope.
That's just what that is. And once you get to that point, that's all.
Now let me ask you before I let you off the hook, because I got to put you on the hook
Go
now.
get the.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you on your little thing, what they call on the PIW We the Kitchen Show. I'll put him in the blender. Put him in the blender. So now, on those moments where you really can't communicate too well, how do we handle those moments? See, I gotta put him in the blender.
You asked.
I said when those moments that you feel like
You can't communicate.
I can't, but the communication's not reciprocated. That's a blow to the belly for real though.
You know.
I'm just saying. I'm just asking. He's in the blender. He's in the blender, y'all.
Sometimes silence is a good response as well too. Sometimes you don't need to say nothing.
I see we got a little birdie named Aroma back there.
It's like you know you gotta say nothing.
I had a lot of chirping back that joint.
But yeah, but silence is sometimes a good response as well. Sometimes you know what, I ain't gonna.
Now, see, people, I'm that's beautiful, right? Because I'm gonna say this before I'm gonna let my little birdie chime in.
It does take growth to do that, though. It just don't happen overnight, especially when you good.
You see how
for a response, you feel me?
Yeah, you see how therapeutic this is, right? Because this is a moment. This is why I say my show is so dope. We don't script anything. We talk about it, and that's the beauty of being in this format, in this relationship that I carry with these people, because they're going to keep it all the way 100 with me. So this next person who's going to speak and talk, I already know what the narrative is going to look like, but y'all don't take it personally, because I don't. I just know this is what she's very passionate. She has a flavor about herself. You know why? Because she's with moi. Man, because she's with moi, she has to deal with a lot of moi. That's just some bullshit. That's really what it is. All right, y'all. No further ado, my babe. Come on. How do you feel about the same question that I asked Bills? Is communication the key in a relationship, and how do you view that?
So definitely communication is the key to successful relationships, because you can be in a relationship and it doesn't have to be successful. So when you're communicating with your significant other, sometimes it can be difficult, just like Bill said. Like, you can be communicating, but they don't hear you. Meaning, it goes in one ear and not the other.
Yeah,
but sometimes you gotta give them that stare to say, huh. And you already know with that stare, people, if anybody know me,
if they had her face
when I stare,
on camera right now,
nothing. You already know
she'd go viral. She'd go viral.
Again, communication is everything in a relationship. And here's the thing, people. We can communicate all day. We can communicate all day long, but
she will all report on us.
And the most important thing to know is we don't always have to agree.
Yeah.
But at least you understand where I'm coming from, and I understand where you're coming from. And then at the end of the day, as long as we can meet each other on that particular topic, then we can move on and life goes on. But, you know, as the host will say, a closed mouth can't get fed.
And that's true, and I say this to say that, boy, I should have never told her that shit. Because she calls me practically on everything, right? But, that's one of the things that I love about her. That's her dynamic. That's what makes her who she is, and that's what makes her who she is. And you have to have that balance, right? Where, sometimes you have to understand it. It took me a lot of years to grow into that person, right? To lose the ego, stop thinking you're right about every fucking thing, because you're not. And you have to be able to absorb that in a way where it doesn't piss you off, where you're shutting people out because you're not giving them that same opportunity to express their feelings to you. Like, bro, I love you, but you on one right now, and I'm not really rocking with that. So you have to understand that dynamic. And it took a lot of patience for her. Believe me, I was kicked out a lot. So I already know how that goes, to be understanding that when you get a good one, you got to learn how to tuck. You hear my audience back there laughing. You got to learn how to tuck and go. And I was getting, y'all know the story. But in any event, man, listen, again, JB, I'm going to ask you the same question. Do you think, being in a relationship, but, in a good one, a quality one, something that you valued at some point in your illustrious career of doing whatever you do, right? Like, we're not going to put no narrative on it. But I just say all that to say, do you think communication is the key to success in balancing a relationship and keeping it going and keeping it, I guess, grounded to some degree?
I mean, I was sitting up here telling a lie if I said no, it wasn't.
Right.
But, I mean, like, coming off of what they said, basically, yeah, it is. It's very important. But, I mean, shit, you go through shit and you learn from it.
That's a fact.
But definitely, they ain't got no good communication. They ain't work.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think sometimes, like, and for me, right, like, I've learned to give others the opportunity to express their personal selves, because if the shine's always on you, or the particular shit, like, you, at a point, this is, what I'm getting at, this is where maturity and growth comes in. This is how I was thinking. This is how I was processing shit. Nothing else matters. But then once you lose that shell of yourself and you really find that true love, man, and people and the energy that we got, the vibration, it's different. Now I never want to leave these people that I talk about, which is my family. But that was the twist that I had to give y'all today, based on, Diddy, we don't know what's going to take place. We're hoping his situation, as a black man to another black man, I hope this man don't go to jail, but, we all feel the way we feel. Then we got, of course, R. Kelly with his situation. I didn't really talk on that too much, you know what I mean? But, I'm praying for the brother, man, and I'm hoping they just let R, like I said, man, live out his life, man. Whether y'all got on a federal journey, man, let that man sing, man. You know what I mean? Just let him do his thing. And then we talked about Tyler Perry, man. Of course, this day and age, he is our superhero. So to see what he's going through and what he's dealing with, unfortunately, it's something that we praying and hoping that, it don't go there. You know what I mean? No Diddy. Yeah, right. And then last but not least, I wanted to talk. I want to talk about a couple things on this note. We got boxing that's coming up. We got some major boxing coming up. We got Crawford Canelo. We got Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. against Jake Paul. We got Manny Pacquiao coming out of retirement. Hasn't fought in almost, I don't know, a few years if you ask me. And about to fight somebody that I think he can't beat. So it's really a money grab for him, because he wants to be the president of his country.
I'm about to say, how old is he now?
46.
Yeah, man.
It's time to sit down, Manny. Take it easy.
He gonna be on them Red Bull.
I don't want you to do a doo-doo Kim and be out there laid out and don't ever get off the bed mat, man. That ain't cool. But some great fights, man. I mean, all right, just because that's the biggest one, y'all. Before we go, I just got to get their prediction on Canelo Crawford before we take the end of this segment, this episode, which been a great one.
Oh man, that's going.
What is it? July 19th?
Oh, I thought it was in September.
Oh, September.
Yeah, I think
I gotta look it up.
On Netflix, I believe.
Hey
yeah.
Siri.
You know what I mean? So
When is the Canelo Crawford fight?
yeah.
What you think, B?
Man, I think I like Bud. I like Bud because Bud is.
Come on, man, give me a prediction because this will probably be the last opportunity we have because I ain't gonna mention. Well, I might mention this fight again.
I take Bud. This gonna go all 12 with a decision.
I don't know about that, but okay, that's your prediction.
I got Bud. Bud may knock him down. Bud may get knocked down. But I
don't think Bud ever been knocked down, has he?
Nope. But Bud is the underdog. Don't get it fucked up because Canelo is.
I still gotta talk.
This is Bud Test right here. This is Bud Test.
I don't agree with that, but I think this is Bud's biggest test.
Yeah, this is Test right
No,
here.
his biggest test. Don't make it seem like Bud ducked any smoke.
Who he
He beat the shit out of the boy that was in the car accident.
Oh, you talking about Earl?
Beat him like he was his son.
Earl Spence, yeah, he did.
I mean, come on, keep it a buck, folks. Yeah, he beat and Earl's supposed to be that boy. He had just come off wins against Garcia and that other boy.
And I ain't gonna make no excuse for Spence because he got in the ring.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So he got his ass whooped. I ain't gonna front.
I
like Bud on that.
you like
on 12?
You like Bud too, B?
Yeah, I like Bud.
All right. I mean,
it should be a good fight.
I'm gonna just say this, right? This is for all you boxing fans out there. For me, Crawford's moving up to a midweight to meet Canelo. Now, Canelo, remember, walks around pretty much at the weight he fights at.
Yeah.
Bud's got to come up. Now, I'm gonna just say this: early, it's gonna look pretty, right? Canelo is gonna show y'all all the reason why he is pound for pound the best boxer. And this boy is different, man. The only reason he lost to Floyd, let's just be real about his one. Well, he got 2 losses because he went up heavyweight. Took a little too far, Canelo. But just on the downside, everybody below that weight, you pretty much destroyed. Only reason he lost to Floyd for real, just inexperience at the time. He's only 21. But now, Bud, you're about to get a seasoned vet, man, who's just so savvy in there, man. And he hits very hard. So I like Canelo, man. I like Canelo really to knock him out before the 12th round. I think I'm going to really see Crawford on his back for good on this one because if y'all see the track shoes that my man had on when he fought Canelo, one of the Charlo brothers, that boy had his motherfucking Diddy shoes on for real. He was sliding all over the ring. Wop, 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 wop.
How many rounds you think?
Maybe after this, I would say like 8th or 9th round. Because I think he's gonna catch him with some serious joints before that.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that right there. All right, so right, one more for the people out there that got this other one that's coming up very soon, and I think this one is actually July 19th, and that's Jake Paul against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. I mean, I never thought much of Chavez Jr. I'm gonna just be real with y'all. So I think he might get his motherfucking chin plastered, but we'll see. Cause Jake will rumble. Everybody think Jake a joke. Jake will rumble. But go ahead, y'all. Who y'all liking that one?
I mean, he ain't senior.
Well, that pretty much tell you what he think, y'all. B, what we got before we get out of here? Yo, you stupid. That was another old get the moment.
I got a boxing man. They probably ain't doing shit.
You going with Julio Cesar?
Yeah, we'll go.
Oh.
You go with Junior?
Junior, yeah.
Well, I hope Junior come in shape because the last few times I've seen him in a real good ring, and that's been a minute, he just looked like Buster Brown, and I'm sorry. So for me, it's Jake Paul, y'all. That's who I'm going with. But listen, y'all, it's been a great day. It's been a great episode. This again, your boy E-Dubs. This E-Dubs After Dark. You already know where to reach me. That's on Total Define Entertainment. That's on YouTube. You already know who I'm in association with. That's PIW. That's my man Bills. That's my man Knox. You already know. And then we dealing with Great Creations, the best catering business in the city. Like I said, y'all want to reach them, they're on IG, Great Creations. You know what I mean? Just tune in. Like I said. And then I'm Eric Frazier on Facebook. I'm your boy Eastax Doe on Instagram. You already know where to find me. So listen, we'll see y'all in a couple weeks. We're going to take next weekend off because it's 4th of July. We love y'all. We see y'all later. Always love from your boy E-Dub. Peace.